Everyone has that one neighbor who thinks your life is their business. In my case, it was Karen, self-appointed enforcer of the HOA, queen of the cul-de-sac, and perpetual thorn in my side. But even by her standards, what she pulled one Saturday morning was insane. I went into my garage to grab some tools, only to find Karen's minivan parked inside, right where my truck should have been. At first, I thought maybe my wife had let her in. But when I checked the security camera, my jaw dropped. At 6 a.m., Karen had walked up with a spare garage remote she'd somehow cloned, opened the door, and rolled her van inside like she owned the place. Then she shut the door and walked away, smug as ever. I texted her immediately, "Why is your car in my garage?" Her reply, "Community overflow parking. HOA rules allow it. Be a good neighbor. Overflow parking. In my garage?" I wasn't about to let this slide. So instead of moving her van, I hit the lock on the heavy-duty deadbolt I'd installed for vacations. Karen's van was stuck inside, and so were her keys, which she'd left in the cup holder. Later that morning, Karen stormed up to my front door. "You can't lock me out of my own vehicle." I smiled. "Sure I can. It's trespassing. Your van's being stored illegally on my property. Legally speaking, it's abandoned." She sputtered, "You wouldn't dare. Try me," I said, shutting the door in her face. Then I called up my cousin, who runs a towing company. "Hey, I've got an abandoned vehicle in my garage. Can you store it at your lot for a while?" Within the hour, her van was gone, out of my garage and tucked away in a secured impound lot. That's when the fun began. Karen came back, screeching that she was late for errands. "Where's my van?" "Oh, it's safe," I said casually. "But it's being stored until I return from vacation. Could be a few days, could be a week." Her face turned purple. "You can't keep my van hostage." But I could, and I did. See, the tow yard charged daily storage fees. By the time I let her have it back 10 days later, she owed nearly $900. And since the tow yard only released it to the legal owner, she had to pay every cent. Of course, Karen tried to run crying to the HOA board, demanding they fine me for vehicle theft. But when the board saw the security footage, her breaking into my garage with a cloned remote, they backed away fast. In fact, several members muttered that they'd suspected her of tampering with their garages too. My case opened the floodgates. Neighbors came forward with complaints about missing tools, borrowed bikes, and mysteriously rearranged storage bins. The board had no choice but to suspend her. Karen raged for weeks, insisting I'd set her up. But the truth was simple. She overstepped, and I turned the tables. And just to make sure it never happened again, I replaced my garage opener system with a military-grade keypad lock. No remotes, no codes, no cloning. The best part? Every time Karen drives by in her minivan now, she speeds up. She can't even look at my garage without remembering the bill she paid for trying to claim it. My neighbors started calling it the most expensive parking spot in HOA history. And honestly, I can't argue with that.